So in this video, I'm talking about why it is that you don't want to increase your testosterone. There's so many products out there, supplement that claim to be able to help you boost your testosterone levels. And I think that for the most part, most of them tend to be pretty much inert. They don't do anything at all. But the problem is that some of them probably do have some properties that might make an increase in your testosterone levels, which on the outside sounds like a great thing. Testosterone helps you build more muscle. Testosterone is going to give you greater drive. Testosterone is going to make a very big difference in your quality of life, especially if you are on the older side in terms of the older you get, the less testosterone you have. And having a higher testosterone level as you get older sounds like it's the best thing possible if you want to live a better life and have more results in the gym. But there's a problem with that. You see, these natural testosterone boosters, they tend to promise a lot, but don't really deliver. And if they did deliver, I don't think that you'd be happy with the results. Because if you did somehow find a way to naturally boost your testosterone, there would be some monumental adverse side effects. In this video, I'm going to talk about why it is that you really don't want to have your testosterone boosted, why instead you want to do your best to work with what you already have. Stay tuned. I'll talk a little more about it. So today we're talking about a very controversial subject. Why should you not want to boost your testosterone levels in a natural way? Before I go any further, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in, and do be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell button as well, because we're going to have a lot of content coming out on a regular basis. And I don't want you to miss it. So on to our topic for today. In the natural bodybuilding world, where we don't use steroids and we don't use testosterone or any sort of anabolic steroids or anything like that, you tend to find a lot of athletes who will try to use whatever legal supplement that they can that's purported to help boost testosterone levels. Now, so far, almost all the legal over-the-counter testosterone boosters that are out there, regardless of how much press they have or what celebrity says how fantastic they are, or what Instagram or social media maven says this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, the reality is it doesn't. But here's what's more important. If it did work, it wouldn't be a good thing. And I think we need to move away from this idea that we need to have testosterone boosted. And I'm going to explain why. You see, our bodies work in what's called a closed loop negative feedback system. So in a closed loop system, here's how it works. Your body has these glands in your brain that regulate how much testosterone you have in your body at any particular point in time. Now, each of us have a genetically pre-programmed amount of testosterone that our body has, and that number can vary. Now, your body always wants to stay in equilibrium, and everything your body does will always try to do whatever is possible to maintain equilibrium. Homeostasis, equilibrium, is a very important part of how human biology works. It's why when you try to lose weight, your body does everything to try to maintain the weight. It doesn't want to change. It doesn't want to shift. It wants to stay where it is. It's almost like a biological inertia to us all. And the same applies to our endocrine system. So if, let's say, you have a certain amount of testosterone going through your body and you took something that elevated it, that elevation is going to send a signal to glands in your brain that are going to say, okay, we have more testosterone in our body than we normally would have. So stop making testosterone. So the way you'd experience that, if you took a natural testosterone boosting supplement that did work. Now, notice I said if it did work, because most of them, like I said, don't work. You may see an increase in muscle mass. You may see an increase in your sex drive. But what will happen is your body will stop making its natural testosterone, because your body's going to say, well, if we have more than we're used to having, why do we have to keep on making any? Remember, your body wants to maintain equilibrium, but your body's also not going to try to do more than it needs to. So you're going to shut down your natural testosterone system. And when you stop taking that particular supplement, what's going to happen is that you're going to have a low testosterone level, because your body's not going to be making that much testosterone, which is going to lead to a loss of muscle mass, which is going to lead to a loss of sex drive, which is going to lead to, for many people, depression. And it can be very, very crippling depression, especially in men. And I don't think that going in, people understand what the adverse effects can be. I have always, whether it was all the natural testosterone boosters out there, or when pro hormones came out in the late 90s, was never something I was interested in, because I understand in a closed loop environment, if you mess with your endocrine system, you're going to end up with less testosterone at the end that you started off with. And why would you want that? Why would you want that if you could, outside of marketing, outside of the idea that you need some kind of supplement or some kind of a boost, live a lifestyle that could help you optimize your testosterone level and see where that is? Because I think if most people had the chance to experience optimized testosterone because they got enough sleep, managed their stress, ate properly, didn't drink too much, didn't have a lifestyle that was wearing them down, they'd be pretty happy. And if you think that a pill or some over-the-counter supplement is going to somehow counteract all those negative things, if you're doing those negative things, then you're wrong. You're mistaken. I personally am happy with my testosterone levels being that of a 47-year-old man who works out, because I'm a 47-year-old man who works out. I don't want to be a 21-year-old man anymore, because I'm not there anymore. And my body shouldn't be there, because that's not where I am. Getting older and having a decrease in testosterone isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, because if you think about testosterone, the idea of more being better just doesn't apply. If you took a cross section of top natural bodybuilders and compared them to the general public, even though it didn't work out, you're not going to see that the natural bodybuilders who are successful have higher testosterone levels than those who aren't natural bodybuilders. You're not going to see those who are more muscular and have more muscles tending to have higher testosterone levels than those who struggle at the gym to make gains. Because it's not so much a matter about how much testosterone your body has. What matters most is how your body optimizes it. How well does your body use what it creates? Now, optimization is not something we talk about. We talk about boosting all the time, because boosting is a great marketing term. Boosting is all about, you need this product that you have to buy that we're going to sell to you that's going to make you better. And anybody who's been tuning in know that I have a huge problem with that idea, because it takes away from this very sacred perspective that we already have everything we need and that we don't need to be sold something to excel, when we as a species for millions of years have done quite fine without all these stupid products on the market. That being said, there's no testosterone difference between me or someone who hasn't worked out a day in their life who's 47 years old. We probably have more or less the same testosterone levels if they have a normal testosterone profile. If they have really low testosterone, we probably don't. But if they have the normal testosterone of someone in the late 40s, we probably have the same, but we don't look the same. But the reason why my body is able to maintain muscle as I get older is because I sleep well, because I eat well. I don't ever have processed foods. I pay very, very close attention to how I manage my stress. And I live a life that's going to do everything possible, not to boost my testosterone levels, because I don't want that to happen, but to optimize the testosterone I already have. So the testosterone my body has is being used as efficiently as possible to maintain my muscles and to keep me in really good mood all the time. And also to put me in a place where I don't feel like I need to have my testosterone boosted. And those are really important things. There's not a pill or a potion that can replicate good sleep, good nutrition, and consistent training. And if for whatever reason your testosterone level has dropped because of, let's say, advancing age, there are things you can do, like exercise. Like I said, like eating well, sleeping well, managing stress. Those are things that take work. Those are things that also take something called self-mastery. It's a path. It's not a problem solution. It's a change of lifestyle to go towards a path to be in a better place. It's not there's something wrong with me when testosterone levels are low. It's if I change my life, I'll have better quality of life and everything will improve. It's a different way of looking at things, but it's a way that also doesn't really sell you anything. I'm not selling you anything. I'm not telling you to go buy anything. I'm talking about what you need to think about in terms of mastering a path. And you're not going to hear it in the fitness industry because it doesn't sell. And they're almost always trying to sell you something. And if you're in the natural bodybuilding community, you have to be very careful because a lot of those supplements out there can be spiked. I can tell you from experience, some of the people who make supplements aren't saints. They're people thinking about profit, and they will do whatever it takes sometimes to make sure their profits stay high, even if it means that some members of the public who consume their products are going to be harmed. You need to take your health seriously. You need to think about what you put in your body. And you also need to stop thinking that you need something outside of yourself, outside of changing your lifestyle for the better to be better. And if you are working out and you are eating well and you are on a good path, but you still are convinced by the marketing that you're not good enough, that you need to do something extra, you need to stop and take heed and understand just how powerful what you're doing is. What you're doing is a powerful thing. You're taking control of your life. You don't need anything else but consistency and perseverance. Anything else is going to put you off the path. If you're natural, stay natural. Just stay the path. If you're considering any of those natural testosterone boosters, save your money. They're probably not going to work. You don't know what you're putting into your body. And if it did work, it's going to cause more harm than good. You don't want depression. You don't want lack of sex drive. You don't want to see your muscles wilting away. And you don't want to walk around with a testosterone level of a 4-year-old girl. Because that's what's going to happen in the long term if it does work. So believe in yourself. Stay the path. Eat right. Sleep right. Manage your stress. And Excelsior.